dorí kodò. Mo bá kó mo bá lọ. Ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo ayé ló ń ṣe mí náà. Èèbó bá ò bá ò lọ́mọ aráyé o. Bó sì bá kó bú lẹ́sẹ̀ o lọ́mọ aráyé o. Bó níyàwó tó fáìn wọ́n máa fẹ́ bá ẹ fẹ́ ní owó lọ́mọ aráyé o. Bó sì bó ní rárá wọ́n á rí wí lọ́mọ aráyé o. Ènìyàn bí àparò lọ́mọ aráyé ń fẹ́ o. Ènìyàn bí olùyẹ lọ́mọ aráyé ń fẹ́. Ènìyàn bí àparò lọ́mọ aráyé ń fẹ́ o. Fẹ́ o. Ènìyàn bí olùyẹ lọ́mọ aráyé ń fẹ́. Ènìyàn bí àparò lọ́mọ aráyé ń fẹ́ o. Ènìyàn bí lọ́mọ aráyé.
Mama, oh, baby, sawa lele, sawa lele, sawa lele. Say baby, sawa lele, sawa lele. Oye mama, oye mama, oye mama, oye mama, he go tell engineer, I go tell John Mama, I go tell Sonny Rabo, I go tell EBCO, I go tell Larry, I go tell Vincent, I go tell Sienel, I go tell
your body, oh, my baby sick and me your dog. Your body, oh, now you ain't gonna jump on my money, oh. Girl, I want to know who be who. You go jump belly fool. Who are you, Scooby Doo? Oh, your friend Abalu. Malo rekbetete, malo rekbetete. Thunder fire the person. We say I no go love you. Mama born you, your mama born you well. Beautiful too, and I want to love you. Girl, I love you. Girl, I want to love you well. I know you fell in love, but nobody caught you. Yeah. And that is your body, oh. My baby, she can be your dog, mama. Your body, oh. Now you ain't got chop on my money, oh, mama. Your body, oh. My baby, she can be your dog. Your body, oh. Now you ain't got chop on my money, oh, mama. I go stick with you, passy bamboo. How you get to me? How you get to me? Pepper the rest, your tomato. How you get to me? How you get?
Always, and particularly this evening, so exciting. And to hear the names of, well, the proper name for them is Radio Nigeria, because they've been changing name from the beginning of time. NBS, NBC, FRCN, yes. So Radio Nigeria is one and the same. So why don't we have the father of Radio Nigeria today here? Somebody knows and will tell us. All right, okay. All right, so that's, I mean, you can see why I'm the one speaking here. Otherwise, I will be sitting down while somebody else did the talking. So let me, on behalf of the organizers of this event, welcome you most heartily. When you leave here, tell those who didn't come what they have missed. In the sheer excitement of being among colleagues, and not just colleagues, these are creative colleagues, colleagues that are spontaneous, and there's no hypocrisy about their warmth and so on. So please, let's get this one going properly. I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to be with you when you are doing all that, but I'll be supporting you. Come again. Màá pẹ́ fún yín pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run àti Kristi sí àti Ìbàdàn. Okay. So, I mean, it's starting off on the right note, and I hope that it's something that will go from strength to strength. I've not been part of the planning, but I'm aware that one of the issues is how to get broadcasting recognized as a profession that is going to be regulated. It's not easy to regulate because you might say sometimes that the best broadcasters are the creative people, and most creative people are unregulated people, or unregulable, or whatever. But let's get some level of recognition. Unfortunately, is not the best word, but you can understand if I don't know the right word, because I'm a mechanic. But let's get recognized through organization. I mean, employers come, I don't mean employers like John, because employers like John know the value of the people they employ. Himself is in the business. And I don't mean by business, I don't mean the money. He's in the actual performance. No. No, you need it also. Right. But most employers treat broadcasters like disposable material. And we need to organize, not as a labor union, but as a thoroughly respectable professional group. I don't want us to spend tonight debating what it entails, but I'm glad that we're taking off tonight, and I hope that we will reach the promised land. Thank you very much.
Well, the doctorate stems from the fact that 2 universities conferred me with an honoris causa. So if you say doctor, fine, but it doesn't come in front of my name. It's simply John Momo. Our own excellencies in the broadcast industry. I've heard of so many Your Excellencies. The good thing is that tonight, our own excellencies, Engineer and Mrs. Maduka, are here. I'm really very excited and thrilled to have you all come this evening. When this all started with the platform group, and by extension, the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, because I'll push that to them as well to say, let's see how we can come together sometime before the end of the year. At least so that we can rendezvous and, you know, have some sort of camaraderie, get together and see how we can catch up with old times. The interest was there. People latched onto that all too soon. And this is what we have this evening. It's the first start. It's not perfect. But I can guarantee you that next year is going to be a lot better. So I just want to say thank you so much for honoring this invitation. And I want to especially recognize the people who have been behind the scene, particularly Osaze Yamu, Deji Balogun, the lighter, and Ayo Makinde. And of course, all the other people on the platform group who have been urging and prodding us and say we should go for it. It's good to come together. We've tried it several times. Tonight, we have succeeded. We can only build on this. And you know, if, as Jones said, people of the underworld, I don't know if Jones, how he knows about that, but have ethics.
I retired 30 years ago.
We should have ethics. And indeed, I think you can only get better from now on. So welcome, everyone. Let's have fun. Let's roll it.
Well, Telegram is a more robust forum, a platform for this. One, it does not store on your phone, contrary to what some of the other members who haven't come on board yet have felt. It's in the cloud, so there's no time it would use up your storage. So we got this going. We migrated to the Telegram forum, and it's been working quite well. John Momo, chairman Channels Television, moved along with us from WhatsApp into Telegram forum. And many people didn't know he was there. He was very quiet behind the scene until he broke his silence about six or 7 weeks ago and suggested that we have an end-of-year party. That's why we're here today. I can also tell you that from the platform, we have a way, we have what we call the backyard. That is where we discuss all the non-professional issues. And John Momo and I have been discussing in the backyard about a whole load of things, one of which our dinosaur mentioned, which is we're working towards actually getting the National Assembly to recognize broadcasters in this country as a profession, just like lawyers, like accountants, like architects, and all the other professions everywhere. We have done more than enough to get this kind of recognition. I'm glad that Fashion Row is here. We hope we're coming to the National Assembly at the appropriate time. I know you may not be there, but you're still a force there anymore. And then there's Madam. You're one of us. We're going to count on you when we get over there. And that has actually been what has brought BG, that's Broadcasters Group, and Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria. I think I need to emphasize this because a lot of us seem to get it wrong. I hear a lot of people say Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria. It's not. It's actually Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, because it's an amalgamation of all the owners of broadcast organizations in Nigeria. And that is where there's a slight difference or distinction in our perspectives. That's BORN is a forum of owners, and BG is a forum of practitioners. So we have convergence. And we're going to work on this and try to lean on ourselves. We started this, and this dinner is an example of where we are going. Within a few weeks, we have put together this dinner, and I think I must also mention that we were expected to pay for the dinner, but time was too short, and the chairman of BON, our own John Momo, graciously, kindly financed, understandably, what else? Bankrolled this whole gathering. If you don't clap, this food is going to hang in your throat. We're looking ahead. This time of the year when we'll take stock. We'll look back, and then we'll look ahead to where we are going. Well, how far have we done? I think that broadcasters have given a good account of themselves. I think that this forum that we have created now will afford us the opportunity to do some soul searching about where we are coming from and where we are going, what is missing in our lives, in our profession and everything, and see what we can do to turn things around. NBC is busy licensing radio and TV stations, and NBC is not thinking about the people who are going to run those stations. That is a big problem we are faced with now, and that we are going to have to do something about it because it is a critical issue. And that is why all of us talk about standards dropping. Well, it's never too late to start. So we have started this, and a journey of 1,000 miles, they say, starts with a one step. I'm happy to belong or to have taken this first step with all of you in this direction. And I pray that God continues to guide us and lead us so that at least we get to the promised land. Thank you.
Broadcasting, apart from being a teaching business, provokes debates, triggers these discussions. That's the major thing for the broadcaster. The music is just to spice whatever you do up. Please speak good English. It pays you.
And know the Nigerian names as well.
In this world is to get a group of highly educated professionals, especially in such a cerebral profession as broadcasting, to actually try to get them to laugh at anything that you say. You have to have the intelligence quotient of a Donald Trump to be able to do so successfully. And personally, I like to apologize for dropping his name. Because when we spoke earlier on this evening, I specifically told him that I will keep him out of my conversations in Nigeria. In fact, while we were speaking, Jimmy Carter called in on a conference call, and he remembered his encounters with many Nigerians where they were dropping names. And it's something that I particularly dislike. And it's something, seriously. I mean, like, for instance, am I going to tell you here that Ambode is all over the place trying to make me a commissioner in his cabinet? No, these are things that should not be said in public, but because I'm amongst colleagues, I can say it. So really, I just want to get the consensus. Do you think I should take Ambode's job? I really don't think I should. I'm not inclined to take it. I'm older than him. More than that,
So you have more money than him?
Yeah, yes. So there are many reasons why. But I'll tell you there's something I like about Nigerians, although I don't like the name dropping. I like the fact that we are very, very accommodating and hospitable. See how we have accommodated the Indian community in Nigeria for over 100 years. They've been coming to Nigeria. Now the Chinese are coming in. But the Indians that have been here for a long time, they've so acclimatized so much that these days, I recall my friend, George Curtis Nkem Okoli's brother, who is a big-time trader. George's brother is a big-time trader. He went to India, Bombay, prospecting for business. And he passed in this bazaar. There was this short Indian man who said, come, you're looking like a Nigerian. I'm having good business that I can give you to do. So he goes, he said, yeah, waiting. He said, you're in Nigeria, you're having power problem in Nigeria. So I'm getting this type of hand fan. When you are using it, you don't need electricity. And people are going to be liking it a lot. So Igbo man said, yes, there's a point there. So the Igbo man decides that he's going to go into this business of selling hand fans. And he charters about 10 container loads of hand fans to sell in Nigeria. The fans arrive. He's doing quality control. The first fan that he handles, whoom, scatters. Second fan, whoom, scatter. Gets on the plane, goes right back to Bombay. Sees the Indian man and says, you are a very stupid man. You are selling me very, very bad hand fan. You are trying to make a fool of me in Nigeria. The Indian man says, excuse me. You're having a problem with the fan. Maybe it's because you're not knowing how to use it. He said, what are you talking about? He said, show me how you're using it. So the man takes one of the fans from the man's shop. Boom, the thing scattered. He said, no. All you people in Nigeria don't know how to use a hand fan. In India, we're holding the hand fan like this. And we're shaking.
Well done.
But,
Thank you.
you know, I heard, Treasure, you talked about a car that was blocking somebody.
Yes.
An occasion like this in 1952 took place in Warri. In Warri, people were gathered at a beautiful event just like this. And this guy came with his brand new rally bicycle, white horse. You know those silver? He came in the thing, he packed it nicely, did everything he's supposed to do, put the lock and everything, and he came to the occasion. In Warri, we call things like this, occasion. So he came to the occasion, enjoyed himself, and when it was time to go, before the occasion ended, but he needed to go back home. So as he went back to where he parked his rally, they called that in, and he said, "He who thief my silver horse." So he went back, right back to the MC, took the microphone from the MC. "Somebody don't thief my silver horse for this place. The person will thief and make it return them for the place where he take them. Because if you not return them, the thing will happen for 1948. It will happen for here today. And nobody go blame me." The thief heard the announcement. Fear catch him. He shiver. He don't know what happened for 1948. But he don't swear. Say, whatever for 1948, not go happen to him. He returned the bicycle to a conspicuous place. So the owner of bicycle checked out again. He saw his bicycle, but this time he was very crafty. He decided to take the bicycle back into the occasion. Take microphone from the MC. He said, "Ladies and gentlemen, my white horse, I don't see him now. This is not the white horse. Where I just buy today. Come this occasion today. And they can't want to thief him today. But thank God, say the person will thief him, return him. Because the thing will happen for 1948. If it happen here today, and nobody go blame me." So the MC called someone courage. Say, "Okay, what happened for 1948? Say, thank you. For 1948, I buy my first white horse. The very day where I buy him, I come occasion just like this. And then thief him. Hey, when I vex, so I draw in. I kick ground. I shake everywhere. Then I can't leave him for God."
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Patrick Doyle. Live for God.
But my comments will be very short. You talked about a bill for broadcasters. I think that bill must happen. It has to happen. I remember that some years back in Parliament, I sponsored a media enhancement bill, which you were talking to me about, but it was shut down by the print media. The broadcasters helped me. I went to television, I went to radio to explain, and people understood that we need this bill. There are criteria to be called a profession. We don't have those criteria in journalism. But if you want to have that bill, I think you have to separate broadcasting from print. Because you are doing different things, absolutely. So that's my suggestion, to have a broadcast media enhancement bill. Woohoo! And I think that will fly, because to be a profession, there are some things that just must happen. And those, I'm talking to them. We can give you a copy of what was to have been passed, and you can just tailor it to the broadcasting profession. Because we need to enhance professionalism. We need to carry this profession with dignity and respect, which we are beginning to lose. And we cannot have people like you. I mean, you're just the very best in Nigeria. And then we'll say we don't have a profession. So this is a challenge, Mr. Dr. John Momo, Doctor. As chairman of board, I think you can achieve that. And you can count on the support of every one of us, because everybody respects this profession. Even as, whether in parliament or as an SSA, broadcasters are still very respectable. No broadcaster comes to you to ask for anything. They do their job and they move on. So let's continue to enhance professionalism and just be who we are. But I not live without encouraging everybody to get into politics. Please, you must get involved. Those of you that are contest must contest elections. I want to see senators here. She's looking at me. Please get involved. It's our country. Register to vote. Your vote is your power, and you must use it. Thank you very much. God
Thank you so much.
Whatever you find yourself doing off the air, you must remember that you got there because you went on the air.
Unfortunately, many of us think because we're no longer in direct employment, we cannot contribute. What pains me the most is the fact that we're yet to have a properly set up broadcast training. Not the institute. It's actually the template. You see, institutes can come and go. But once the template is right, we will get it right. I am always ashamed to listen to radio stations. And please, many of us are radio people. Most of us started from radio. And you see, if you cannot get it right with your spoken word, how are you going to sustain your listenership? Many people go on the air and they don't even speak clean English. And you see, clean English is a very simple thing. I am this, I am that, you are this, you are that. Not, I was trying to be this. It's a difficult thing. I think we need to develop a template. Osaze and I, we started talking in the backyard. He even said it here. I said, you can't be quiet. I'm not being quiet, but I think that we should challenge the young ones. Sorry, sir, I said young. I cannot be saying young where you are, sir. We are the bridge. See, I am the bridge. I've been retired for 3 years, oh. After 38 years, I'll not be bridge again, oh. But this is it. See, I just want us to find a way to pass on to the younger generation what we gained from the broadcast profession of old in Nigeria. Look, nobody went on the air without being trained. Oh. Nobody. No matter how good your voice sounded, you had to be trained. We need to reintroduce that. Yes. We must reintroduce it. And I'm not talking about people please, I'm not talking about people sending themselves to school. I'm talking about the institution, your employer, insisting that you need to go for this training before you go on the air. Then we will see a restoration of those great qualities that were passed on to us, and then we can have, like Abike said, a profession that even in our old age, we can be proud of. Thank you very much.
So I'll try and do a little better than Dele. I was very glad when John told me less than a week ago that this was going to happen. First of all, congratulations to you and to those who've been working with you. I gather there had been a WhatsApp group, which later moved on to, what did you call it, Telegram? Well, what I know of Telegram was our way of, well, our parents' way of communicating, and you'll never get to understand, because even I never got to understand. But whatever it is, it's some way of communicating, and I hope I get to be linked up. And some of us here who haven't been part of this Telegram group, I hope some way, one thing we probably should have done this evening was for someone to go around with a piece of paper with all the phone numbers, email addresses, and whatever it takes for us to be on this Telegram thing. Thank you very much, John. I say thank you to you and my dear Shola from the bottom of my heart, because I know that I enjoy being at these things, but I'm just the worst person when it comes to organizing them. I will make that confession. But one thing I can assure you is that I would love to be carried along, even when I'm slacking. Do, you know, poke and prod at me and make sure I get along, because I would like to be for this to continue. I am saddened by the way standards have fallen today. I thank God that there is still a station. Radio stations, they aren't doing too badly, but television stations, even my alma mater, I'm not too sure things are going right. But at least I'm glad that someone is still flying the flag and flying it very high. So do a round of applause for Mr. 13. I don't know how we're going to do it. Truly, I really don't know how we're going to do it, but I need for us to do it. Maybe in the course of our communicating with this Telegram thing, we'll all get to agree on how to go forward, how to know exactly what's our vision, what's our mission, because it's all nice and well. This is probably one of the best small chops I've eaten. Sorry for those who were not there upstairs for the cocktail, because they had the best small chops I'd ever eaten in Lagos since I came. So for those of you who missed it, too bad. Next time, try to come early. The only exceptions are engineer Vincent Maduka and his wife. I mean, these are elderly people, and as my kid sister, Abike, said, I'm so proud that no matter how bad things get, when, you know, those of us who are party people in Lagos, you know, at the end of parties, you don't find any broadcaster coming to you and say, Madam, I'm one of your colleagues, anything for the boys, or anything for the girls. I'm glad we haven't, you know, things haven't fallen to that level. So we must need to lift ourselves up. We must have to lift ourselves up. It's this. And we need to lift this profession. It's a profession for us to be proud of. And one thing about broadcasters is that once a broadcaster, always a broadcaster. And we need to find ways of getting to know how to link up. In our days, especially in those days, yes, it was radio and television. For those who are old enough, they'll remember, was it Monday mornings or Thursday mornings? Yes, the post-mortems. We need to bring such things back, where everybody begins to enjoy to be criticized. Everybody begins to enjoy critiquing, sorry, not criticizing, critiquing, just for the betterment of the profession. And if this is the beginning of it, I'm so proud and I'm glad that we started it. May it continue. Thank you.
Amen.
A couple of years back, I'm not going to tell you which year, I know how I used to feel when my father used to say, in 1925. So I'm not going to tell you which year, but I was broadcasting with, I was doing a football commentaries with Shola Folorunsho, who was my boss, who was on the air when I was in primary school. And I had to say, and now over to my colleague Ishola. It was one of the toughest things I ever did. But that's what broadcasting is about. We have some kind of irreverence which makes us who we are. We are professional, but we're informal. Yes, we show respect. I remember talking about the Thursday meetings. I remember once Dr. Kolade, who used to run those things in those days, took a look at the rest of us, and he made a statement which I always found very interesting. He said, there must be something about this job that attracts people like you, or something about this job that changes ordinary people to people like you. And anywhere you find broadcasters, there's something unique. We all some kind, and it's been evidenced here this evening. There's been some talk about where we are now professionally. It's sad for some of us who are a little earlier on. Some years back, I tried to get radio, FRCN. Sometimes I get lost with all these letters. In my days, it was plainly Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation. FRCN to broadcast Nigerian Football League. And I was told there was no slot for it. And I couldn't understand because I spent my entire life every weekend broadcasting sports for the same station. I did live broadcasts on Saturday and review on Sunday. I had no weekends. I didn't even realize it for years that I wasn't having weekends. I was having so much fun. I know people said when I left, you guys are running away for money. Believe me, I was having so much fun, I didn't even want to go. They were chasing me around with letters of appointment. That's what we were. To now think the number one station in this country, the one we call The Source, doesn't have a slot for sports. I don't know what we have become. The slot now is being used for anybody that pays money. Religious broadcast, whatever it is. So I think while we're getting together and talking about organizing, we should not forget there must be a motive for broadcasting and an objective. It's not just about speaking good grammar. There must be how you want to relate with the community. In the old days, the whole idea was to communicate and bring in the community. Deliberately, people were being invited to join in broadcasting. You had people who would discuss. My sports people in those days, somebody will report athletics from the community. Somebody will report boxing, cricket. It was a deliberate attempt to get the people involved. To now have a situation where all that matters is what you can make money from. It doesn't matter the content. But for as long as it's paying for it, it's allowed to have airtime. That's one of the things I think we should look at and change while we're at it. Something's been said about the training. It's amazing, but it's not peculiar to broadcasting. Every area of our national life has seen some decline. Therefore, it may be asking too much to think we're an oasis. But if we're able to do something about it, and many of us here have moved from being participants to owning broadcast outfits, it would be nice if we can begin to look at the quality all over again. Have people trained in terms of the voice and in terms of the content. People who were ahead of us years even before I came in, if you spoke to them today, you realize they were not there by accident. So it's really a pity that you can listen to broadcast stations in 2017 and it's a lot worse than it was in 1947. That is a real shame. But this is the first attempt to get us together. I hope it won't be the last. It's always a tough thing getting broadcasters together. I don't know why. The funny thing is, when we get together, we enjoy each other's company, but we don't make the move to get together. Let's do it again. Thank you.
You cannot settle for less. And what we're seeing on channels is just soaring. Just continue to soar. Well done, well done. And I say that at every opportunity that I have. But there's a gentleman in this audience who will attest to this. Of course, you're all familiar with BOS. But at 64 and 42 years in this business, I make sure that I rehearse the script with the gentleman who's in the audience. I'm not going to name him. Everything that he says, I must cross before he goes on air to say it, even if I'm abroad. That goes to show the kind of training we had. I was exchanging notes here with Uncle Vincent Oyo.
He's not your uncle.
I'm sorry, Vincent Oyo anyway. And we're also worried about the falling standards of broadcasting. And I said, well, that's why I've said to my wife, I'm sorry. Yes, continue to pray for me, but I'll be in the studio because my body and soul is with broadcasting. And as I texted to John, I had to step down something very important today for this one because I think this is more important than that. John, God will bless you. Thank you very much.
2018 being a bigger event for 2018. When it's like this and your seniors have spoken, all you need to do is to hide under the table in a way. So I'll go spiritual. And so 2018, you have said we'll have a good party. It's my prayer that will, like Man City, we will find our own Sheikh Mansour that will also pump the money in so that we don't keep disturbing your wallet, so to speak. And you've talked about falling standards, almost everybody here, about falling standards. It's also my prayer that like Man City leading in the EPL, we will find our own Guardiola that will train. And if there are some of us here who are players, who are practicing, and who think they can also assist, it is my prayer that like Kevin De Bruyne, you will step out. For us all, it's been fun this evening. I've had fun, and I believe you have too. It's my prayer that next year and beyond, like our own Odion Igalo did to Cameroon, you will score. You will score. And as you keep practicing, you will be evergreen like Mikel Obi. And for those of you who have retired, like a Yama, they will call you back. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Of course, at the fact that standards have fallen, we know that. We all know that. It's the solution. It's the solution. That's what we're looking for. And a lot of solutions have been preferred this evening. And we hope will not be all talk, all bark and no bite. We have barked here and we will bite by God's grace. But I must say that I'm happy for one thing. A lot of times we meet people outside and they say, oh, the standards have fallen. Oh, you guys were the bomb. And then my smile grows, my mouth parts, and I giggle. I giggle because I love the praise. I love the accolades that were bestowed on us. But then the thing is that in those days, there was no channels. There was no channels. We were the top dogs. Channels, yes. Channels was looking to burst out somewhere. You can tell the difference between a job that is established by a professional, someone in the field. You can tell the difference. John and Shola, it's not because you're both here. Everyone knows. 13 years going. Abi, how many years? No. How many years? Broadcast, yes. There are years as the best broadcasting station. You can tell that the people who set up channels knew what they were doing. They weren't stations set up by businessmen. They weren't stations set up by entrepreneurs. They weren't stations set up by politicians. It was a station set up by people who were trained by the radio. Kuno, I'm going to put you on the spot. There's a young man there that I just love him when I listen to him on the radio, and I called him and I told him that I'm a fan. And he was taken aback. But then the thing is that when he revealed to me that he came through the radio, I knew. That explained it. It explained it. All I want to say is that if you're in the new generation of broadcasters, be hungry. Be hungry for knowledge. Be hungry to be right. Be hungry to be correct when you're on air. Thank you.
Thank God for the great minds. But I used to tell them, Sienna, Ruth, thank God you are out of the, woods, that you cannot stay behind the scene. The people will learn from you. And you will remain a teacher for all your life, whether you like it or not. That's why, if you permit me to say, Uncle Bamidele will forever be our teacher. He'll forever be our leader. And he shows or leads by example. He's here with his lovely wife. He's everywhere with his wife. And he's proud to be a broadcaster. He's proud to be an active broadcaster. So, the only thing I can tell you is that we will continue to learn from you. Whether we like it or not, John Momo has become the pinnacle of the reference point and the reference point of what we call broadcasting as a professional. And again, he's following his uncle's or daddy's footsteps. His wife is beside him. Success is measured by the weathering of storm that you go through. It doesn't matter who you are, what you experience. What matters is how you take your challenges and how you ride over it. Channels is reference. Is it yesterday or the day before they announced that they are the 14th? Was it 12th? Okay. Okay, yes. Because there is no competition anymore. And that means
Sonny,
we have gone to sleep.
Sonny, do you sure?
Well, that's the problem, my brother. You know what just happened to Comfort FM? But we'll talk tomorrow. I need in Uyo, Jones Hussein and I set up a radio station, putting our best into it for a very distinguished person who knows and recognized, I don't want to say recognizes, that we had something to add, the value that he needed to make the station a worthwhile station. But I'm told now that the station is in disarray because all the people we recruited have left him. Now the question is, why will such a new station that started in October start having this problem? It's not for the news, please. Please, this is I just want us to learn a lesson. When non-professionals go into this profession, thank you, Ruth, this is what you get. Larry Zamoja is a professional. And I'm always attacking him because he started sports radio and created a genre of reportage that I am yet to understand. And so those who have paid personal attention to the importance of professionalism are riding high. And people are just sleeping, smiling, and wondering. But whether we like it or not, if we don't move forward, broadcasting may die. May broadcasting never die. We need more of John Momo. We need more of Larry Zamoje. We need more of Bisi Olatilo. And I need to say this. Biscon Television, without license, went on air. How many years ago? No. Hold on. He's not a pirate. He has never and will never be a pirate. And on High TV as well. You don't stop a mid-speech. Okay.
He actually trained me in a language laboratory in FRC in 78, 79. So he's my teacher. Any day I say that. But I just thought I needed to add this one. We have what they call Biscon Television on Go TV, which is 24 hours. We do the news, we do sports, and but we're very high on lifetime and entertainment. That's just these. But BOS, of course, 18 years, still counting.
Just want to thank Ruth Benamese. A year or two, maybe. Lagos Television said, "Can you reach Auntie Ruth for us?" I said, Auntie Ruth, who be that? Because I've always known her as Miss Legs, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, said Ruth Benamese. I said, okay, all right. So I went to her. LTV wants you. I think what they want is if you can bring that flavor that you and CNN used to have on NTA to LTV. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that professional commitment that people are, they will never forget people like you. They won't. You know. So, when John Momo picked Bimbo Oloyede, he knew what he was doing. And I'm going to ask that those of you who do not understand the importance of what I'm saying, especially the gisters behind me, please understand that whether we like it or not, the sky is the limit for us. We are broadcasters, we're not politicians. We will always stand by the truth and we will live by the truth. That's how it works. But I have a broadcaster politician friend of mine who is our wife, Honorable Madam. God bless you. This is a very, Bola, Reverend and Mrs. Bola Oyeledu. But you know, Madam. Yes, I love her now. Yes, now. Please, this is an honorable member of the Lagos State House of Assembly here with us. She's been quiet. You see, there are very important people here, but just, exactly. But just so we understand that life is a continuum, we'll continue to learn. We'll continue to learn from our mistakes. I, too, have a training school. It's called the Sonny Rabo Institute of Media and Communications. And I stole the idea from SIMC, which is a Pan-Atlantic University. And I know that if people like you will look at the way we teach, or we try to teach, you may understand that we mean well for all of us. God bless you
all. The wonderful people that I can see right here. Let me start by thanking, first and foremost, Mr. Osaze Yamu. One of my greatest critics, I must tell you. Many years ago, we started a show on Metro FM, almost 20 years ago now. Yeah. And we called the program Sports Summit. And the first problem he had with us was White Sports Summit. Do you know what Sports Summit meant? That means you have to be at the very top. It's the zenith of it all. It will criticize us from money. So sometimes when I say I'll go and hide. But we have to do what we have to do. You know, the good part is that you need somebody who will act as a check. It makes a lot of difference. Mr. Sazi, I want to say thank you very much. I will never, if not for you, most probably I wouldn't have been where I am today. Thank you very, very much. I'm grateful. I was humbled when he called me and he said, Godwin, there is a WhatsApp group that we are starting, and I want you to be one of the administrators. And I said, a small boy like me, said, I know why I want you to be there. You have to do it. But I must say, I've not been very active because I run a WhatsApp group. Some wonderful people here are part of that. One of them, Big Larry, as we call him, Larry Zamuje. We have, if you're not on that group, then you are not a sport administrator in Nigeria. That's a statement of fact. Yes. It's called Family United by Sports. It's like what we are doing here. We just came, I left the stadium to come, that's why I'm dressed like this. You know, we left the stadium to be here this evening. Something I've learned here this evening, and I'll continue to do it. The new generation, those who call the new media don't like me, because I tell them that we learned from people like Osaze Yamu, we learned from people like Lekon Gumawo. You need to learn. You need to be mentored. If you don't have a mentor, you go on the air, you don't know what you are doing. Thank you very much. You made my day. God bless every one of you. Thank you so much.
All right. But I just want to say that one quick announcement, and that is that the next gathering is likely to be in the first quarter of next year, when we shall be inducting the first set of people to the Hall of Fame of Broadcasting. And I'm happy that one of them is here tonight and is Engineer Maduka. And so will be Dr. Christopher Kolade as well. So tonight is just the announcement. Before the end of the first quarter, I'll put heads together with all the veterans and all the other broadcasters. We'll form a committee, and then we'll come up with all the names of those who will receive posthumously and the ones who, you know, will be deserving recipients. So that's just the announcement. But let's put our hands together for Engineer Vincent Maduka.
Thank you very much.
And we always look to certain people as our aunties and our uncles. It was not like they were other people. We went to broadcasting, no, we will see Sienna that day. Or no, yes. I will look forward to seeing Ron Batogu, Kevin Amechi, Stella Awani, Stella Bassi, Vincent Oyo. Listen. Yes. Let me not say much. All I want to say is, no. I'm very proud of John. Listen to me. Yes, I'm very proud of John. Because every time I watch channels, I say to myself, if I ever owned a TV station, this is how I would have liked it to be. And every day, you can see that he's not sitting on his oars. You see the effects. Listen. Let's get real. We listen to me. We know those who transform from lesbians to princes. And those are not the people we are talking about. We're not talking about that. Listen, I'm just being very frank. And listen, if you listen and watch all the TV stations in Nigeria, and you see somebody like DSTV come to take all our audience, and you see one station you can still watch, and you are satisfied with quality, with creativity, with all that you want to see on TV. So I would like to say thank you, John, that at least we produce somebody like you. Thank you so much indeed. Having said that, I'm so happy to be among all of us today. That's all I'm going to have fun just talking and dancing. Thank you so much indeed.